Truth. They say the truth shall set you free. But have you ever realized that nowadays we think wisdom will sustain our relationship? We think that if I don't tell the truth or I tell part of the truth, that conversation is over. But do you know, some of us are dating overthinkers. Overthinkers, if you don't give them the details to the end, you will lose someone, or you will make this person overthink the rest of their life about that situation. Or else you could have told them the truth and they could have forgiven you. But look at what we are doing nowadays. We think being wise, okay, revolving around the bush, okay, beating around the bush rather, it will save your relationship. Let me tell you something. Whatever was to end today, what you will do, that relationship will not move forward. It will stagnate until that truth comes in. And the truth, when the truth comes in, whatever was to happen today, it will happen that time. So normalize letting what will happen right there by saying the truth. Levels. Can we normalize accepting that we are all from different levels? For example, there are people who are courting right now. There are people who are dating right now. There are people who got married right now. There are people who are separating right now. And there are people who are divorced. Are we together? I want you to know that even in relationship, there are people who do some things that other people cannot do. Not because you are married, you will go outside the country for your honeymoon. Not because you are married, you will go outside your house for your honeymoon. We are of different things. And that's a problem we are having, because we are comparing couples. We want to be like other people who are not from our level. There is a couple that their daily usage of money is your 10 years income. So you cannot compare yourself. It is for you to sit down with your partner, understand which level of living are we in, which level of thinking are we in, which level of income are we in, which level of relationship are we in. Intimacy. I've come to realize we always think that intimacy is all about physical, like laying down together, touching each other, cuddling each other. But do you know there are people that share a different level of intimacy? Like they corroborate, their mind are like sync. Their thinking makes the other person get turned on. Their ideas, their suggestions, their opinions, they make so much sense than spending time touching each other. There are people who their feelings are their intimacy. They feel each other, their heart is synced to each other. They cry with each other, they laugh with each other, they carry each other's burdens. So you can be confused when you call intimacy only physical intimacy as the only intimacy that you need in a relationship. There are people who really need spiritual intimacy, that you people know how to pray and fast together, you speak in tongues together, you read the Bible together. So you need to know which intimacy that is lacking in your relationship and work on it. Just a word. I wonder why people keep quiet towards the partner that they date. Because do you know how much words make sense? For example, if you do wrong, do you know how much sorry makes sense? Do you know courteous words, how they make sense? Do you know checking up on someone, how much of life you add to them? Do you know just one word? I know sometimes I say I hate one word answer, but do you know a word can either destroy or build your relationship? But keeping quiet is not nice. But I never understand why people, when they have arguments, one chooses to keep quiet. No, I didn't say you keep quiet. I said you listen and communicate, because a word can either save your relationship or destroy it. Sorry. Let me tell you something. I told you actions talk more louder than words, because I have never understood why people are fast to say sorry. Do you know nowadays we have understood the grammar of speaking? We have understood what people want to hear, but we have not understood what they want to see, because grammar has come to make relationship look perfect, but in reality they are struggling. Because you cannot tell me sorry because you did something, and then after I have forgiven you, you continue doing the same thing. That means it didn't come from your heart. Because I expect, for example, you cheated with someone, okay, and I know that person. The moment you say sorry, I expect to put a gap or a distance or even break that relationship with that person. But you cannot tell me the person you used to hang around and cheated with is the same person you're hanging around with. That means there is a game that you are playing that I don't understand. Mostly it is because you said sorry because of the benefits that comes with me, not that you meant it. Reasons. Let me ask you a question. The person that you are dating right now, are they a reason or they are just an excuse? Do you know there are people who are dating you because they want to have an excuse, they have someone, it's just that they are looking for stability to settle. It is, okay, how will I put this? Do you have reasons why you are dating someone? Reasons that they are your own reasons. Because some of the people, we have excuses of relationships. You don't know what you are doing there, but you know people are usually there, so you want to always be counted when people in relationship are being counted. So many of the people are in worthless, useless relationships that they don't know how they reach there because they didn't even need someone. You know, even the Bible says if there need be, marry. So there is a place that reach, you don't need marriage. I don't know if you're understanding. You don't need that relationship. So sometimes we are entering into relationship with excuses. With excuses of, I'm dating these people because of warmth. But let me tell you something. You can buy a big duvet. Enter in a relationship when you are intentional with reasons that are worthy being in that relationship. Tell everything. And that is something that you need to remember. When you want to be in a relationship, the first thing you need to have is the honesty. Be an open book. You know, we usually start a relationship and later it is when we want to be an open book. Why can't you start being an open book from day one? Why? Why does it have to come later? And that's why you find we are creating problems because we think we are dating people who are giving us a different version later. If you are sure, and that's why I say be sure on about the person you are entering into a relationship with. Be sure about them. If you are sure about them, you will be able to tell them everything. But now you are entering a relationship with people who you are not sure with, and now when you are sure about them, you tell them everything. This person was thinking they are dating a different person. Do you know that? They were thinking that you are different. They fell in love with the version you showed them. But now you want to be an open book and tell me everything after I have fallen in love too deep. And the things that you're telling me about, there are things that I cannot fathom. Okay? What do you expect me to do? I will leave and leave you broken. Why? Because now you are giving me a version I didn't fall in love with. I need you to be sure. When you're entering in a relationship, be sure with that person so that you can be an open book and tell them everything. Well, the moment you tell them everything, it is when you will create as a solid rock foundation of your relationship. Yellow person. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a yellow person in your life? Okay, for those who don't know a yellow person is someone who you can tell anything and everything. It's not just a best friend. This person who is too deep in your life, if you die right now, they can write your eulogy, and people will be astonished and shocked because of the details you will bring on the table. They know you deep down, even the secrets. Do you have such a person? Okay, you have. Good. Are you dating that person? Are you dating that person? Because most of us are dating people who we cannot even share our success, not only our problems. Because problems, sometimes we choose who to tell, but there are people who we cannot share things with. There are people that we cannot share our girl, our boyness, because we are not even in that line. So you find you share a lot of things with the people outside there, more than the person you are dating, and you wonder. And I ask you a lot of questions, but today I will ask you this one. Why are you dating someone you cannot share life with? Life is more of information. You're putting your information outside there instead of inside your house. We are in relationships we need to think about again and again, because you need to find your yellow person. Expect nothing. Do you know the only thing that the number one thing that destroy relationships is something that we call expectations. Who told you, or what came on to you that you thought that entering in your relationship, your life will be new, like it will be smooth? Who lied to you? Do you know now this is another phase of life that you are discovering, and every discovery has challenges. Yes, it has its pros, but it also has its cons. So you enter into a relationship with expectations, and you discover that now your expectations are not being fulfilled. Now you think that leaving that relationship will help you get another person that will fulfill your expectation. You are the problem. You are the problem. And as you see, a lot of ladies marry rich people thinking they will be rich. You discover you are dating a rich person, a very rich person, but you're very broke. Reality and expectations are two different things. We'll talk about that brokenness of rich people another time. But we need to reach a place. May remember there is a relationship. Okay, so my friend entered in a relationship thinking this relationship will be sex. Until you discover that people get tired. People get familiar. People get used to it. And now it become another life. We have to pursue something else as together. And that's why I usually say, if you don't have a purpose in that relationship, you're wasting yourselves. If there is no goal, you entered there with expectations. Instead, you find someone that you can work with, life, blah, blah, blah. You are lying to yourself, because you will always get frustrated.